Hello everyone, MCscarabtrooper here, and today I'm going to be talking about Attack of the Clones. Now, I know, movie's not the greatest, and I know people strongly dislike Attack of the Clones. Um, this is just kind of going to be me talking about why I like Attack of the Clones. I'm tired of people being like, oh, it's a terrible movie. I mean, sure, it's not the best movie, but like, I've definitely seen a lot worse movies, especially in the Star Wars franchise. I'm looking at the sequels, by the way. Um, Probably gonna get flack for that down in the comments, but oh well, who cares? Anyhow, um, so movie has a great opening. I don't care what you think about politics, Star Wars. I personally enjoy the politics of Star Wars. It's interesting, keeps the galaxy feeling real and lived in, you know. So yeah, I kind of think it's a good opening of, hey, there's an assassination attempt on this pretty famously well-known senator from Naboo, who we already know that there's war building up, and what was the first planet to be invaded? Naboo. So wouldn't it make sense? They're still after Naboo. Great opening. I love it. And then, I know Anakin and Obi-Wan. Oh, I know people do not like their relationship. But at the same time, you have to remember this. One, Obi-Wan, phenomenal in this movie. He's also doing his best he can to train this, young Jedi, his Padawan, because it was the will of his master. Train this boy. He was trying to do his best. And we all know teenage kids are. I mean, come on. No surprise. Anakin's a teenager in this. Kinda makes sense that they'd have a bit of conflict on some stuff. Anakin in this movie, sure, he comes across weird, but at the same time, again, teenager. Who didn't come across weird as a teenager? I know I did. I mean, pretty sure we all have had some kind of dumb things we have said to women in the past, along the lines of, I don't like sand, or even come across creepy to someone and, heck, I tried to dance with a girl one time and she got creeped out by it. Like I asked her. So, separate subject. Again, we all have done stuff like that, So I don't think it's that bad on the part of how they make Anakin Obi-Wan. Anyhow, so Anakin, Obi-Wan come in and are sent to help this senator from Naboo that they helped in the past. It makes sense that they'd send those two, because they have worked together in the past. Then, Anakin senses she's in danger, hinting at the romance that's going to come because he clearly cares about her. Pretty good setup, actually. Then, you got the whole chase scene, pretty cool. Sure, it's kind of dated now, but at the time, think about it. They were trying to show off what this new technology could do. Isn't that what Star Wars is all about? I mean, look at the Mandalorian. With that, Mandalorian uses that big room, right? I forgot the name of it. There's like that big room that they CGI basically everything in. It's not a green screen like the actors can see it. It's new technology. Always striving to advance, the movie industry. So it kind of makes sense, People, kind of, as far as I know, don't mind Obi-Wan at all. I mean, I don't see why you would. He's pretty epic and all of it. So, then you have the whole, romance building between Anakin and Padme. And I'm like, I know people are like, oh, why would you send these two together or whatever. Makes sense. I mean, again, who would Padme be comfortable with? Obi-Wan and Anakin. She knows them. The Jedi know that. Do the Jedi know that Anakin likes it? No. Makes sense. And then gives it time for that relationship to grow. Now, I will admit, not the best growth, but it's better than throwing a woman with a guy who's literally tried to kill her in all the other movies and told her she was nothing, and everyone seems to have gone crazy over that. Just saying. Better relationship, I think. Healthier one, at least. Yeah. And, the whole thing with Anakin going to save his mom. It's trying to build up to show he has that dark side to him, That I killed them all. I know people make fun of that scene. The point of the scene is to show he's emotionally distraught about the fact that he just killed a tribe. People. Whole tribe. In anger. He's been trained. Anger is not the Jedi way. Revenge is not the Jedi way. Now, I'm a Mandalorian, so personally, kind of stupid to me. But, gotta look at different cultures, Makes sense. Honestly, I feel like people who trash Attack of the Clones legitimately have no idea what the plot of the movie is. And the plot of the movie is Padme trying to prevent war and war breaking out. It's literally the plot of the movie. Such an easy plot. Don't want to go to war, but then they end up going to war. Makes sense. Pretty good plot, too. The side plot is obviously finding that relationship between Anakin and Padme to build that up. So it's not just kind of forced upon you of, But people seem to be like, oh, well, that plot's too complicated for me. I just want to see action. Which is true. You're watching a Star Wars movie. I do love action. But I do also want the story. I mean, look at the one everyone loves. Empire. Why do people love Empire? Not just because of the action. It's the story. The progression. How Luke goes, from kind of learns and stuff. So it doesn't make sense to me when people are like, oh, well, I just want to see action. I don't know what to tell you there. Anyhow. Then you have Obi-Wan going to Kamino. All that stuff. Greatness. Again, CGI wasn't the best when it first came out, but what are you going to do? Again, it was meant to, without it, you wouldn't have the advancements that you have now, so just like watching any old movie, Take, for example, Alfred Hitchcock films. You know, some of them might seem dated now. Like Rear Window, I forgot the main character's name, but when he falls out the window, it looks really fake. But no one knocks that because it's an old movie. It's the same kind of concept. They're trying to tell the story, trying to advance, storytelling in general. It's kind of beautiful, but people are like, oh no, it looks bad. Well, I can look at any film from the early 2000s and look at the CGI and be like, oh, it looks bad. Yeah, it's gonna look bad. It's from the 2000s. What do you expect? Ghost Rider. CGI in that, oh man. Anyhow. Then, you got the whole Obi-Wan gets captured and told that, something's going on in the Senate. Obi-Wan doesn't know what, and personally thinks he's going mad. Makes sense, Man, to think without the fans complaining about Jar Jar, we would have never got Count Dooku. I love Count Dooku. He's amazing. So, I guess that's a plus on there. But at the same time, Darth Jar Jar does have a ring to it, but, whatever. I know Jar Jar can be annoying to some people. I personally don't find him annoying, but I guess I did grow up with that stuff. But even rewatching the movies as of late, they're not that bad, in my opinion. Like Jar Jar, not the worst character actually, compared to like Rose Tico, or Finn in Episode 9, where literally he only exists to shout Rey, Rey. It's weird. It's weird how people complain about stuff. Let's see. Go to the Geonosis Arena, and Padme and Anakin kiss. Again, been building a romance, makes sense. Get one of the greatest scores in all of Star Wars, Across the Stars right there, and oh boy, that great song, phenomenal song. John Williams always knocks it out of the park. Then you have the start, I feel, the true start of the kind of friendship banter between Obi-Wan and Anakin. What took you so long or whatever? Sorry, Master, we were busy. Or we're here to rescue, whatever. The banter in that, kind of hinting, hey, they got stronger friendship now than they did at the start of the movie. Again, makes sense because both of them have kind of been growing accustomed to each other, right? Showing they are friends. Anyhow, you have the great scene with like all the monsters. Again, I know, a little dated. Same point I've made at other places. Jedi go to rescue them. Makes sense. Jedi are trying to, save two Jedi who are in danger. Just like me, a Mandalorian. If one of my fellow Mandalorians was in danger, I'd probably try to help. Unless they're part of, Saxon's group, then different story. Yeah. Anyway, but if it's House Fizz, come on, I'll help. I'll gladly help House Fizz. But yeah. Then, rip Jango Fett. They come in with the army. Again, makes sense. It kind of built up the fact that somehow somebody came and, you know, ordered this army before the war began, hinting at Chancellor Palpatine being behind everything. But, you know, we don't talk about that because it requires thinking. No one likes to do that in movies, I guess, especially nowadays. Then you have, you know, the Attack of the Clones. Wow. When you think about it, the Republic kind of started the war, which is interesting because you don't really think about that. But it's also kind of hinting at the fact that they're going to be this empire, which is beautiful. Personally, I think that's a masterpiece. Part of Attack of the Clones is showing that this republic's slowly becoming more of an empire type of thing. More notable, obviously, in Revenge of the Sith, but it's still notable here. Chase down Dooku. Padme falls out of the ship, and yeah, you know, oh, turn the ship around, you know, showing, again, cares about her. Then the fight happens. Anakin loses his arm, showing that he's a lot like Luke, you know, quick to action. I guess Luke's a lot like him, whatever way you want to look at it. Yoda comes in. People didn't like Yoda, I guess, with the lightsaber. I think it makes sense, because canonically it just kind of works out, because all Jedi are known to have lightsabers at this point, so why wouldn't Yoda? Again, CGI, yeah, looks bad, whatever. Early 2000s again. But yeah. I personally... Oh, I'm forgetting the end scene as well. Begun, the Clone Wars has. And then pans out to the army of clones. And, you know, Imperial March plays. Or, I guess not Imperial March, it's whatever it's called, but it's kind of, if you listen, got kind of the same kind of feel. I kind of like that. Again, hinting at the fact that this republic's slowly becoming an empire. And that's it. Why is this considered a bad movie? Sure, the dialogue might be off here and there. But again, I legitimately know people who like episode 9. They legitimately like it. And that movie's garbage. I mean, they fly now. You know, Ray saying that every time you're in danger. Literally. People say Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars movie still. Come on, double check it. At best, I wouldn't even have ever said it was the worst. It's not the greatest, but honestly, Clone Wars movie probably would have been the worst before the sequels came. But you know, could just be nostalgia talking, I guess. But even when I was a kid, all the other kids were like, oh yeah, Attack of the Clones sucks. But then, you know, me and my buddy Brian would be like, hey, let's watch Attack of the Clones. Yeah. And I don't know what kid is gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, let's watch Rise of Skywalker or The Last Jedi, maybe Force Awakens. Makes a little sense. But the other two, no, I can't see it. I legitimately can't see it. I mean, it makes no sense. If you want to talk about good Star Wars movie, I feel like this is actually a pretty good Star Wars movie. In universe, at least. It makes a lot of sense. Thus, making it more Star Wars. Whereas sequels, in general, I feel like you look at them and they just feel like they're trying to imitate Star Wars or Marvel. Not Star Wars. But yeah. Sorry about the longer video, but thought it would be fun. So, I'll do one on the Phantom Menace next. I know I'm starting with Attack of Clones, but I feel like it's the more hated of the two. So I just decided, hey, why not? So this is MCscarabtrooper. Gonna be logging off here.